Am I live finally after the those? चलिए जो भी है शुरू करते हैं आज की लाइव स्ट्रीम स्टार्टिंग विद रेडिट। क्या चल रहा है रेडिट पे? इंटरनेट क्वालिटी चेक चेक फ्रेम ड्रॉप। ओ बीच में गिर जाती है। So after some problems I think the live stream is ready to go online. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। Starting with the first tweet जो कहता है कि agentic AI is going to create thousands of jobs in India in 2026. How many of you agree on this? Well, you know the Twitter account named Chubby. It says that all the CEOs, bosses are talking about that AI will provide more employment, create new jobs. From Jensen Huang to OpenAI, Sam Altman all say the same thing, but still none of them have told how AI will do that. They definitely show the things where AI will take jobs of people and try maybe replace them completely in future, but till now none of them has shown a proof that how AI will create jobs. They say that with increased productivity there will be higher jobs that will be employed, but along with that they are also making AI which will fulfill the position available for those jobs. So I definitely don't agree with it. The AI won't create any jobs, it will reduce them. All the studies, the past data till now shows the same. The software engineers jobs are going away and many other things. As robots will begin to come into physical world, those jobs will also go away slowly. What this guy is saying is agentic AI is gaining momentum in IT sector in India. Maybe, but there is a chance that companies like TCS aren't applying them well to replace the real people. They don't know how to use it or how to truly replace people using it. But it surely be a big job creator skill in coming days. Well, देखते हैं लोग बाग क्या बोल रहे हैं। आई थिंक कि वही जो मैंने बताया कि इतनी जॉब्स नहीं क्रिएट होंगी एआई से, पीपल से, एंड मे बी इट विल क्रिएट जॉब्स इन शॉर्ट टर्म बट no chance for creating jobs in longer term for most people. It won't create as many as it will destroy, which is true. Agentic AI requires far fewer people than regular software fields, and companies will fire people, replace them with agents too. So it will never be a negative, and it is true. नेगेटिव ही होगा. Even if it will create jobs in a very few specific sectors, it will be mostly helpful to people who are already experts. The jobs at initial levels, basic levels, which existed as of now, will disappear because they would be the one that would be replaced by AI first. And the second guy is ये बोल रहा है efficiency will increase and jobs will be lesser, but overall a positive effect in my opinion. Yes, there will be a positive effect on productivity, world, everything from biological treatments to diseases to discovery of new drugs to many other things. There will be an increase in overall standard, but jobs isn't one of them, sadly. I don't know, but before any kind of revolution, people will definitely suffer for a short period of time. Those will survive that period will be able to experience the better things created by AI later. And that's what happens with everyone. Even in life, in our 20s or 30s, people go through some very harsh things. Those who suffer them and live through them only gets the chance later to enjoy the positive experiences waiting ahead. Same things happen for companies. After a period, the companies come at the verge of dying, but and if they survive that, then they become gigantic companies like Microsoft, Google, and monopolies. DeepMind also one of them. For companies, for unemployed job seekers, production output expected to quadruple, or you got PI paid. So you must get 4 to 5 times the amount of work done, or you're out, and they will get someone who can. If these agents inject a malicious bug, you gotta find it. That's still normal, I guess, at work. And when these agents slow down due to token uses, people still gotta finish the 4 to 5 times amount of work without prompting. So I don't know what would happen at this point. Maybe that's why we have multiple chatbots, or real smart coders don't need chatbots to know how to code accordingly. In the end, things will not be completely replaced by just people who don't know things will not be needed anymore. An expert coder would always be needed to guide those AI systems to improve the code further. The AI code will be an excellent assistant to that coder. For a guy who has just started his career at any field, AI can assist you to make you better at that. But if you just want a basic job and don't want to improve yourself, then there are low chances. Even at higher scale, competition will increase with time as more and more people became experts. Just like what happened with degrees, more and more people got MBBS degrees, and now in the past time in India, there used to be a deficiency of doctors. The posts for doctors used to be empty and there was almost no competition. But now, as many people started getting their degrees from outside of India, there are increased in admissions in Indian colleges. There is now a surplus of doctors. There is a very high competition for a single seat of MBBS doctor for those jobs also. So as people get more and more ahead, the competition increases. So it will be very hard for a newer guy to establish at some field if he is not. So this is the time, if you think you can do something, then do it. Otherwise later it will become very difficult to do. The experts will have AI models to assist them. They won't need you to do the things they want to be done. Agentic AI is a shame. The primary uses of LLMs still remains in explicit prompting. I don't think agents will create any jobs. Aftermath of vibe coding might require quite few professionals to clean up the mess. But I doubt any purely vibe coded app will even get enough to be able to hire professional program. Well, as I told in the previous live stream, there will be a completely new companies which will be guided and managed by people of the current generation who know how to use AI better than other companies of the past, or old age companies, what I would like to call them. And those newer companies will be able to do the same tasks cheaper, better, with efficiency than the older companies which don't know how to use or haven't built from ground up with AI. And they will replace the current monopolies, giants, and all of those companies. Maybe current companies will acquire them, but those will be disaster for the older companies. I mean, similar things have happened in the past when new technologies have emerged, like electricity, motorcycles, cars, replacing horses, and many other things. Give me old techs that changed everything fast, just like AI is assumed to do in future. What is a diffusion LLM? That's the question. सबसे पहला है व्हील, फिर प्रिंटिंग प्रेस, फिर स्टीम इंजन, टेलीफोन, लाइट बल्ब, ऑटोमोबाइल, एरोप्लेन, पीसी, then internet, then mobile phone and smartphones. Each of these technologies didn't just improve existing processes, they fundamentally restructured society, created entirely new industries, and eliminated old ones, much like AI is expected to do in the coming decades. What are diffusion LLMs? So, what are diffusion LLMs? Diffusion LLMs represent a revolutionary new approach to text generation that differs from traditional models like GPT. Instead of generating text one token at a time, diffusion LLMs treat text generation as an iterative denoising process, starting with corrupted, masked, or noisy text and progressively refining it through multiple steps until coherent output emerges. How they work: डिफ्यूजन एलएलएम्स ऑपरेट बाय कन्वर्टिंग टेक्स्ट को फिर कंटिन्यूस एम्बेडिंग्स में मैथमेटिकल डेटा में कन्वर्ट करती है लेटेंट स्पेसिस को जहाँ पे डिनोइजिंग प्रोसेस होता है. फिर मॉडल बेस शुरू करता है रेंडमाइज्ड और मास्क्ड इनपुट के साथ एंड इटरेटिवली रिफाइंस एंटायर सीक्वेंस पैरेलली, जिससे धीरे धीरे नॉइज हट जाता है एंटिल क्लियर and structured text emerges. The bidirectional approach allows the model to see the big picture from the start, enabling it to explore. But ऐसा तो humans करते हैं शायद थोड़ा बहुत. Mercury by Inception is the first commercial grade diffusion LLM currently being used by is another model approach for tasks. Diffusion LLMs also offer better error recovery capabilities as they can refine and correct mistakes. Are these expected? Diffusion LLMs are emerging as promising alternative to transformer-based models like ChatGPT. Diffusion models as next generation AI that challenges the dominance. Their dramatic speed advantage and superior controllability makes them attractive for specific applications like real-time conversational AI, code generation, and tasks requiring iterative refinement. Has already commercial viability and Problems ये है कि diffusion LLMs face hurdles before becoming mainstream replacements. They require more complex training processes involving both forward corruption and reverse denoising phases, with major like LLADA only emerging in 2025. Rather than completely replacing transformer, diffusion LLMs may coexist as specialized alternatives optimized for different tasks. Companies like OpenAI may continue refining transformer architectures while incorporating where beneficial, creating a hype. So there is a chance they will be replaced. Could something new be created out of it? As most of the researchers say that current LLMs won't take us to AGI. A new kind of research is needed. And ये बंदा क्या बोल रहा है कि I have spent 2 years hearing diffusion won't work on text and honestly started believing it. Then this dropped today. एंड ग्रुप ने ओपन सोर्स किया है लाडा 2.0 जो कि 100 बिलियन का मॉडल है, जो कि नेक्स्ट मॉडल टोकन को प्रिडिक्ट नहीं करता है जैसे ट्रांसफॉर्मर करता है। ये वर्क करता है बर्ट, जिसपे विच मास्क रैंडम टोकन्स, फिर उनको रिकंस्ट्रक्ट करता है होल सीक्वेंस में पैरेलली, जिससे फर्स्ट टाइम एनीवन से स्केल दिस पास्ट 8 बिलियन। रिजल्ट्स आर वाइल्ड, 2.1 times faster than Quen 330 billion, beats it on human evaluation, and MBPP hits 60% on AIME. Parallel decoding finally works at scale. किकर ये है कि they didn't train from scratch, they converted a pre-trained AI model using a phase trick, meaning existing AR models could potentially be converted. If this scales further, the left-wing notion might actually be on borrowed time. So ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि this could be the next iteration of tokens. जहाँ आपने देखा होगा चैट जीपीटी में जब अपन स्वाइप करते हैं तो वो एनिमेशन की फॉर्म में वर्ड्स जनरेट करता है, एंड मोस्ट पीपल थिंक कि दोज आर जस्ट एनिमेशंस, बट इट्स नॉट ट्रू। चैट जीपीटी वर्ड्स जनरेट ही वैसे करता है, उसको भी नहीं पता कि अगला वर्ड कौन सा आएगा। वो जब जनरेट कर रहा होता है तभी उसे पता चलता है कि अगला टोकन या फिर वर्ड क्या आएगा। दैट इज़ हाउ ट्रांसफॉर्मर वर्क्स, बट डिफ्यूजन इज़ डिफरेंट। ये एक साथ बहुत सारी वर्ड्स की लाइंस जनरेट करेगा, जिससे इट विल बी फास्टर एंड it will know the whole picture ki about which thing we are talking about, and what kind of words to be, and what kind of information should be written down in the form of text, unlike predicting the next word, which is how gpts work. So it could be something that might change the AI completely in next few months, as things are already changing very fast and exponentially. Where is OpenAI at in this tech? Give me a short. How does a diffusion LLM determine how long its response will be? It's it fixed from the generation. Just dug into the paper. It's not fixed up front. Blocks are generated sequentially like AR. What's AR? And major AI labs typically don't disclose early stage research until closer to release. Okay. मुझे इसी पेपर का पता है, इसलिए मैं इसके बारे में ही बात करता हूँ। Nested learning. a new ML paradigm that views models as a set of similar nested optimization problems. Just dug into the paper, it's not fixed up front. Blocks are generated sequentially like AR, but tokens within each block gets denoised in parallel for the speed gain. Most methods are no links. Google has also one that has been whitelisted for a while, though still not much info. There are foundation of its capabilities. Gemini diffusion shows much slight improvements from Gemini 2.0 Flash, पर उन्होंने काफ़ी improve भी तो किया होगा ना. Let's join this waitlist, क्या पता कभी आ जाए. मेरा email address आ गया ना. I don't have any office. I have a creative. Why to understand AI capabilities and as you're excited to try. देखते हैं अगर लग गया तो क्या पता. सब वेट लिस्ट में फिल करते रहना जी. Maybe diffuser models will be like the right brain and normal LLMs will be like the left brain in hybrid systems. I like this analogy. हो भी सकता है. मुझे इस तरह नहीं समझ में आया diffusion models. How will they work along with those? But these show promises. अगर वो higher parameters पे scale हो पाए तो यूरोप को रेडी होना पड़ेगा when AI bubble bursts. क्यों? So for bigger is better. AI race. US is betting everything on hyperscale. FT argues this is an asset bubble. The real long-term winner might be vertical AI, boring industrial models that actually work. Amazon's Hero IDE to Opus 4.5 with generous limits. Come to use it with any how it works. Install Hero IDE, get your credentials JSON file. Close free cloud add point. Opus चाहिए क्या पर अपने को. बात सवाल वो है. From AGI to API, OpenAI, we will soon be able to mass produce Einsteins with AGI. रवि ऐसे क्या बोल रही है? Will produce phone API. Things always give priority entertainment को देती है ज़्यादा. And that is something which generates higher revenue. वर्ल्ड में जो टॉप साइट्स हैं जो गूगल पे सर्च की जाती है मोस्ट, उनमें most are porn sites and it has been consistent since multiple years in the past. So if they really have to earn money, they don't have an option to go that side. People, and it's not a sad part, it's just our society. Its reproduction is something very important and that's why we are here. Evolution gives its very high importance or maximum importance, and its porn is part of that. It gives us the same feeling and it's the reason why the companies are going there, because people will happily pay money for that, because naturally it has to be the most important thing. So when it comes in capitalism, it can be harvested to earn some money in the name of that by fulfilling the client's requirement or doing things as he want. It's just something If you can earn money from this without harming anyone, do it. How do AI companies handle data annotation? Trying to learn the space from people working in AI idea about it. If someone wants to start data annotation business, I don't know. I am not in the tech field much. For a long time ago, useful thing telling senior experts sometimes it works, sometimes the answer felt stiff, overconfident, or just kind of fake smart. Recently, I tried something different. Instead of asking it to be an expert, I asked to be a neutral conversational partner and help me think stuff through. हो सकता है मैं तो ये एक्सपर्ट यूज़ नहीं करता, आई डायरेक्टली आस्क द क्वेश्चन एंड आई बिलीव कि वो ऐसे भी उसको कॉन्सेप्ट ध्यान रहेगा बाद में टोकन्स जनरेट करते टाइम कि मैंने स्टार्टिंग में क्या बोला था. Maybe it doesn't even use it for reasoning also. The answers are almost similar even if I tell it to be an expert or not. Most people have no idea how far and actually AI आ गई है and it's putting them in a really dangerous spot. I've been thinking about something that honestly feels wild once you notice it. Most normal people outside the air bubble think we are in the six figure, I think. पढ़ चुका हूँ मैं इसको पहले भी. The unspoken future plan of AI क्या है? I am not seeing enough people talk about this. ठीक है, there are two paths to AI profitability. पहला है replace large swaths of workforce और उनकी जगह AI को डाल दो. And it will happen, I believe, in just 2 or 3 years. The companies are heading towards that. Middle managers, desk jockeys. If your job is writing emails, AI may replace you. And कंपनीज पैसा इसी चीज़ पे लगा रही. एंड दूसरा पार्ट जो आदमी बोलता है विच इज सब्सक्रिप्शन ड्रग मॉडल. Every website, no matter how altruistically it starts, has a long-term plan to squeeze as much money out of its users as possible. YouTube पहले totally free हुआ करता था. Now every video has 2 ads every 5 minutes, and within the video creators embed their own ads and sponsors. Netflix used to have no ads. Now you pay extra to avoid them. Playbook here, start as a free service. I mean, of course, that's how everyone starts. If you show the ads initially, you won't be able to gain users, and बाद में दिखाना ही पड़ता है due to the pressure from the higher chiefs or investors and other people. You have to go increasing the revenue. Silicon Valley का scene यहाँ पे वो investor बोलता है कि no, you don't have to be profitable. अगर ऐसा हो, इफ़ यू गो प्रॉफिटेबल तो पीपल को और ज़्यादा पैसा चाहिए. दे वांट मोर प्रॉफिट्स, हायर मार्जिन्स, एंड यू विल बी जस्ट रनिंग बिहाइंड दैट फॉर एवर. Instead of learning how to type by practicing typing, students type half of a word and autocomplete fills in the rest. They are not getting the practice they need. That's just muscle memory and repetition through. I think it's worse for deeper skills like critical thinking, work ethic, sustained focus on homework, which is true. आजकल ड्राइंग करते टाइम बच्चे एआई से ड्राइंग करवाते हैं, छोटे बच्चे. And for thinking, for decisions, they use AI. I use it, but not that much. Especially for thinking, I try to think things myself. And if I use it, it mostly saves my time. Once the students start using LLMs to do work with them, they lose the patience for work and don't develop well. The real and heavy user of AI won't be us, a 20-year person or 25 or 30. It will be a child who is currently in first class, fifth class, and that child has spent almost all of his life using LLMs for doing his homework and other work teachers give them to write essays later or make a drawing. They are using AI to do it. So when they will become adults like us, it would be something far normal for them. So they would definitely lack critical skills that would be needed for things like thinking. They mostly use AI for that. So it will be a very important for them to use AI, and I think currently they should not use them. Like my younger cousin, he uses AI to write his essays or write or generate drawings for his homework, which he then copies them onto paper. And it is bad. They are using it for thinking for themselves. Asking for a pattern of the letter isn't bad, but asking what has to be the content of the letter is definitely bad. And there will be definitely lack of these skills, like has how emails when came up. Before that, people used to write letters, but now that have been replaced by emails after that, and now by WhatsApp. We just send a simple message, no formality, no structure, nothing to learn like a letter. And that's what will happen with kids who are currently very small or who may go to school in the next 3 or 4 years. They will be the kids who would have spent almost most of their conscious life using AI. They are the biggest consumer user, or maybe the people who will definitely change things around us. AI is something which they will be very good at than us. Just like we were very good at using smartphones than our parents. It will be like that. Currently not. In the future, little bit. For most, for the people at higher scale, no, they won't be useless. They will be the people whom AI will be assisting and doing things on their behalf. So I do not think that human mental skill or the ability has just become useless and invaluable. It's more important if you have given enough hours to it in your specific field, or in many different fields, but ours. In what universe is not knowing how to do something better than knowing? I think it is going to be the opposite. More and more people surrender their agency, ability, sensibility, and general human traits. Keeping them will become very valuable to those who still want to have actual connections. Actually, it सही बात है. Just like more and more people are getting addicted to smartphones, it is now more valuable to keep your smartphone not with you every time. Those people are often valued more. I mean, that's what I have seen in my family, work, or other places. People use them, but they hate it when someone else with whom they are talking use smartphones. So it's very valuable for to not to use them, but still people are hooked to them themselves. Fucking बुलेट वाले ना ऐसे करवाते हैं. White collar layoffs are coming at a scale we have never seen. Why is no one talking about this? Well, jobs loss तो होना ही था, इसका कुछ नहीं कर सकते. चलिए तो अब कुछ और स्क्रॉल किया जाए, काफ़ी बात कर ली. Cloud Automate would be authentically want if it had a body. Then I checked my and tell me what gift it should want. Its top answer was a Kalimba. I had browsed Kalimba products on Amazon. Exactly होता क्या है Kalimba? Music product, music instrument. Well, it's very easy. तुमने कुछ questions पूछा होगा. If you must have asked some question or mentioned it somewhere, and I just predicted a pattern, which is it is very good at doing, predicting the future or identifying the pattern. So उसको पता था कि whatever you want, you must have discussed it before. Otherwise, I don't think it has access to your Amazon data or any other data. And there is no option to share that other than the text prompt जो तुमने पहले किया होगा, and it just picked it from the memory. OpenAI lowered costs by 400 times in 1 year. Human labor generally doesn't become 400 times cheaper. And तो क्या ही बोलूँ मैं इसके बारे में. AI adoption graph has to go up and right. What this guy is saying that Microsoft Copilot इन्होंने roll out किया अपने 4,000 employees को, and which costed him around 1.4 million annually, and everyone approved it from board member. But after 3 months जब उन्होंने stats check किया तो only 47 people had opened it and only just 12 had used it just more than once. The issue with that is currently most people don't know कि वो AI से क्या काम करवाएं. In most things the AI not good at, and those things जहाँ पे AI अच्छी है they don't know how to use those AI models. all of Because human habit is very hard to change. We humans don't like change at all. अगर उन्हें AI model use करना पड़ेगा then they will have to think again about their workflow. How do they think, how do they do things, all of which from restart, which they have been doing since a long time. So it's definitely harder for them to think what kind of work the AI model can do that for them. It's not that the AI model is inefficient or cannot do work for them. It can, but they just don't want to change it out of habit or think that what work of theirs can be replaced by AI. Those who will learn faster, adapt faster, will gain more advantages in their life, in their career, if they learn how to implement which AI to do which work of their own, so that they can focus on other more important things. So it's not a problem with AI, it's a people's problem. They are lazy and don't want to change anything. I told them we saved 4 hours. I calculated the number of employees by number of them that didn't verify. They never do. Now we are on Microsoft's website. Global enterprise achieves 40,000 hours of productivity gains. ऐसे ही तो बनती है न्यूज़ सब जगह, कोई बताता नहीं. अभी आदमी यहाँ पे बता रहा है, अब इसको मैं कहीं अगर ट्विटर पे डाल दूँ टैग करके माइक्रोसॉफ्ट को, तो बात सामने आ जाएगी. दैट्स वाई ट्विटर इज़ more liked by people, because there the opinions can be shared openly, where in a news or any website there is no option to share your opinions or tell the truth. So Twitter is very good for journalism. The truth can be told if it's not even in the headlines. Executives have a strategic focus, requires minimal digital distraction. Adoption means mandatory training. Training means a 45 minutes webinar जिसको कोई नहीं देखता है, but completion will be tracked. Completion is a metric. Metrics को in dashboard, Copilot does. यही तो प्रॉब्लम है यार, लोग बाग This is very scary. The people just don't want to change their habit. You have to give them money, security deposit, which asks, they ask for some money to things, and then you can become a verified publisher of apps on Google. It's costly actually, not cheaper, definitely. ये बात हुई ना. I tried to make an agent for my granny suffering from cancer. Now 800 cancer patients are using this. This shows the AI is used. His granny is in stage 2 cancer and he wants to stay with her. But पैसे कमाने के लिए उसे काम करना पड़ता है, and during that time the grandmother feels alone. So he made an agent that makes her feel cared, remind her with daily medicines. It makes her feel so warm that she shared this to her other cohort members who were being treated with this disease. It made me feel like I should work more on this for the benefit of people. If it will be able to help 1% of people suffering from these diseases, it will be enough for me. I am now giving 100 and keep ऐसे तो business start होता है. Now chances are that this thing could become something bigger, a more billion-dollar brand one day, which helps people fight their loneliness during their bad times using AI. The AI can cure their loneliness. This is a nice way where he figured out that what of his work he can use AI to do, and he did that, and that actually helped. So the problem isn't with AI, but it's with people not wanting to change their habits or how things are, because it's initially harder to do that. 5 million, so it's either cute granny story or a promotion that is lying. It's true, I am the granny. Nothing grows than AI nowadays. The post already minutes old. नीचे थोड़ी हेट है जिसके बारे में बात नहीं करना चाहूँगा. बच्चे वाले की औरंगजेब जिला एप्पल्स स्टीव जॉब्स ने भी कुछ बोल दिया है. Apple's Steve Jobs told students to never settle in their careers. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. कॉपीराइट होगा ना इस पे, तो योर वर्क इज लाइट पर ओनली टू से ये मैंने देखा हुआ है. Well, I don't know. I have just started, but even after all the problems, I am much more willing to do this than going back and study for a degree about which I am not sure that it will be even useful 5 or 10 years later from now on. Maybe I will be questioning things later, so it's better I question things now and suffer now. When I am much younger, my mental health is better, my brain can handle much more stress and things. In the future, things will just become more harder and difficult due to responsibilities, family, and many other things that will compound slowly in your life. And I am a big believer that of the कौन है Palantir का Scarp, Alex Karp, saying that none of the people who have enjoyed their 20s have made big into their lives later. So I have I have decided to dedicate all of my 20s to just work. Actually, ट्रूथ इज दैट मुझे मज़ा भी नहीं आता है बाहर घूमने में दोस्तों के साथ. इफ़ देयर इज़ नो पर्पस आई जस्ट डोंट लाइक इट. क्या ही मतलब है बाहर जाने का, रोज़ दोस्तों से मिलने का, गलियों में घूमने का, लड़कियां देखने का. देयर इज़ नो benefit in that. I like eating food which I can do just by ordering it at home. Mostly I like to stay alone and spend my time in just my room. अभी वीडियो भी आएगा कल मेरा which is about how AI will definitely change medical and human biology completely in just 5 or 10 years. And it is an accurate paper as much as possible based on that Derrida Day's essay which he published long time ago, Machines of Loving Grace. There will be multiple videos based on that. Even if I am 70 plus, when I get to experience it, the idea there is a chance, even if it's small, that one day I'll be able to live the life I always wanted is super reassuring. I rock bottom. क्या बोलना चाह रहे हो सर, आप मेरे समझ में नहीं आया. What's the concept of FDVR? Immortality Mind Upload FDVR. No, I would love to stay in the real physical world than going into this digital world where I can be hacked or anything else. Slowly, the AI will be adapted and will become a normal part of life. It's just too beyond a crash or where it just doesn't mean anything. It's used by everyone now, बड़े से लेके छोटा तक सब. चलिए तो गाइस आज की स्ट्रीम पे बंदी करते. किड्स वॉच एन एवरेज ऑफ 240 वीडियोस पर डे. इतना मैं ही नहीं देख पाता. Even I try to, but I cannot. I don't get time to. Maybe I watch 50 60 reels in a day. More than that, double 120, but not more than that. How many hours in garlic? GPT 5.2 is AGI. It doesn't understand what you mean by it. It is a transformer. मेरा गला भी बैठ गया है थोड़ा सा, तो मैं जा रहा हूँ गाइस. बाय बाय. कल करेंगे बाकी स्ट्रीम.